So the strength and mobility training not only gives you the fitness, but it can also help you prevent injuries and overload, which is really important as we're doing a lot of the same training day after day. We're going to continue with an exercise that is awesome for your core and also for the stability of your shoulders. Now, a lot of times when you go into the plank, you can choose if you want to be on the underarms or extended arms. In this case, we're going to be with extended arms and extended body. Now, because the lack of muscles around your shoulder blades, we normally drop down here. Make sure to activate the muscles around the shoulders. Push the shoulders away from each other. Now, we're going to add a little bit of flexibility and mobility for your legs. So, try to push the bum up to the floor. Now, in the beginning, it might be easier to flex your knees and be on the toes. As you can see, we also work mobility around the shoulder joint. Come back down to the plank and push up. Maintain a little bit and come back down. Now, there are two basic mistakes in the plank. One, you don't activate the muscles around your back and the hips start hanging. Now, two, you don't have the strength in the abs, so you try to push the bum up a little bit. You want to balance it and try to keep the body straight. Now, we want to work a little bit more on the core. So, push up, come back into the plank and add movement on the inside of your arm. Come up into the plank, make sure that you work the muscles around your shoulder and add movement. Okay, so I've been adding some challenges to the full body exercises. Now we start in the plank like before. Come up to work on the flexibility on the hamstrings, mobility on the shoulders. Come back down in the plank and pay attention. Lift the leg a little bit and start just rotating, touching next to your knee. Now, if you have the mobility, strength for it, try to touch further up. You're going to feel it really in those obliques. You need to control the shoulders. Great exercise for the core, both strength and mobility. Let's add a little bit more work for the glutes and the obliques. We also want to stretch a little bit the hip flexor. So I put my foot just next to the knee, hand in the floor. Now I push up, rotate, and I really push this hip forwards. If I want to extend and stretch more, put the arms just over your head. Come back, down, and push up and through. Try to lift the hip, square it, extend. At the same time, you push the glute forwards. This is also a great exercise for the stability around the shoulder joint. You're going to feel the strength and stability work. We've been talking about how important it is to stretch and work on your hip flexor. This really affects your lower back, because a lot of times if the hip flexor is tight, you're going to have this position. It's going to pull on your pelvic floor. So we're going to take a wide step forwards. If you have problems standing on the knee, just put a cushion on your knee. You choose if you want to have the foot in the floor or toes. Now, just let the hip sink down, and to add some intensity on the stretch, raise your arms over the head. Now, next level for stretching and mobility would be to rotate a little bit backwards. Maybe this is the first position you can maintain, Or maybe you can lean a little bit more backwards and raise that arm. You're really going to feel it stretching in the hip flexor. Relax a little bit in between before you come back down again. Raise your arms, rotate back, and now if you want also a stretch on the quadriceps, try to raise this foot and pull it towards your glute. Maintain the position. Like the others, 5 to 10 seconds. Drop the foot slowly down. And a small rest.